Gloom sets in, but cash is still being splashed. Australian consumers are the gloomiest since the pandemic lockdowns, but continue to spend big as they run down COVID-era cash savings by splurging on travel and eating out. Rising inflation and rapid-fire interest rate rises have spooked households, according to Westpac's Consumer Confidence Survey, which showed confidence deteriorated for the 8th straight month in August. Caleb, I feel it's only fitting to come to you being in Melbourne and Victoria more specifically after having to basically carry the load of COVID and the financial strain as well. Do you think that that sort of checks out what the Westpac survey is saying?
Indeed. I'm not surprised at all that we're sort of at the lowest ebb since COVID, but I'm thinking back to stuff I was saying 2 years ago now when we were in the depths of lockdown and we were talking about sort of this impending economic doom, and obviously the federal government intervened and pumped shed loads of money into the economy to try and keep it afloat. And we're now seeing the consequences of that, which is that we pumped too much money into the economy. But I was saying at the time that the minute we come out of lockdown, people will spend money again, and they will spend it in large proportions because they want to spend money. People were cooped up for so long that when you got to the other side, they were always going to want to do things, whether that be go to restaurants or buy a boat or buy a house or go on holidays. This was all quite predictable, and yet we pumped more and more money into the economy, which of course gave them more and more money to save, so that when they came out of lockdown they had even more money to spend. So you've had this massive pressure on the economy, which has caused the massive rates of inflation that we are now seeing. And once again, it sort of comes back to the RBA and the banks to some degree, because they've been handing out all of this money that people have been borrowing. But how did no one in the monetary system foresee that coming out of lockdown, people would spend lots of money and that would result in high inflation? It just seems like we were asleep at the wheel here.